Metropolitan areas are made up of hundreds of miles of infrastructure. Complex systems of underground pipes, tunnels, and cables provide us with the necessities for urban life. These systems are important for the daily functions of urban and suburban areas, but for the most part they go unnoticed, hidden in plain sight or buried beneath our feet. When it rains, millions of gallons of water are introduced into our metropolitan systems. Cities have vast amounts of hard, non-permeable surfaces which water cannot flow into. This results in mass runoff. This runoff quickly slides off hard surfaces, picking up physical and chemical debris along the way. This debris flows into our ecosystems and causes mass pollution. Here to explain different stormwater management systems is Katie Flood.
This is a map of a combined sewer system. A combined sewer system is when the pipes from your house, the ones that carry water from your sinks, showers, baths, toilets, and other drains, connect to the same main system as the pipes that carry stormwater collected by gutters on the street. When it's not raining, these systems work great. The only water in the pipes is the wastewater that comes from homes and other buildings. Even when it rains lightly, these systems work. That's because the pipes are big enough to carry a light amount of rainwater on top of the water that comes from houses and buildings. However, due to climate change, storms are getting increasingly severe. The pipes are not built for the amount of water that these nasty storms produce, and they overflow, leading to basement flooding and street flooding, which are both very harmful to our communities and ecosystems. Some cities address this issue by using a system called relief sewers. This means that when it rains heavily, the water that comes from the gutters doesn't connect with the water that comes from houses and buildings. This solves the issue of basement flooding. However, in times of extremely heavy rainfall, this system doesn't entirely stop the relief pipes from overflowing. That means that street flooding can still happen. Another reason that this is a problem is because not every gutter is connected to the relief system. On gutters that are not connected to relief pipes, there are things called restrictors. These limit the amount of water that can go down to the combined sewer. This prevents basement flooding, but leads to a ton of street flooding around the gutters because the excess water has to find a relief sewer opening.
Rain gardens are a great way to support local wildlife by planting deep-rooted native species. These plants will filter the water of contaminants and slow down the influx of water into the ecosystem. Permeable surfaces allow water to trickle and absorb into the system instead of running off and picking up polluting debris. This can be done by installing permeable pavers and through increasing green spaces. With the infrastructure that is in place today, redirecting spouts to purposeful directions is a way to prevent water from being dumped into areas that will pool. Recycling water is a great way to cut down on consumption. Rain barrels can easily be installed at any home to collect water in order to limit runoff and take pressure off of stormwater systems. This water can be used for future purposes at any point.
Imagine this is your schoolyard. The areas that are red are areas where water cannot be absorbed, like hard concrete and pavement. These areas create runoff because the water builds up instead of being absorbed. The green spaces are places where water can be absorbed. This happens in areas like gardens and fields. The water being absorbed slows down the process of water reaching sewers and prevents overflow. In a moment, you're going to be able to pause the video to draw a sketch of your own school or home yard. Label what areas are red areas and which areas are green areas. Discuss your drawings with the people at your table. Is there more red or green in your drawing? Do you think your yard mostly prevents or contributes to stormwater runoff? Whose yard do you think does the best job of absorbing rainwater at your table? Why do you think this is? At the end of the activity, share with your class about what your group has discovered.